Welcome back to Mathman. In this week's episode, we invited a very special Mathman again. Please welcome Ryan.
Hey guys, the people from MathPad invited me here today to help all teens with difficulties in rational expressions. But not just rational expressions, adding and subtracting rational expressions with different denominators. So you best pay attention. In adding different denominators, we need to look for the LCD. The LCD is short for least common denominator.
To find the least common denominator using this method, factor each of the denominators into primes. We'll use the fractions 1/5, 1/6, and 1/15. Prime factorization of 5 is 5. 5 is a prime number. Prime factorization of 6 is 2 times 3. Prime factorization of 15 is 3 times 5. Notice that the different primes are 2, 3, and 5.
Now to do step 1. Count the number of times each prime number appears in each of the factorizations. The count of primes in 5 is 1, 5. The count of primes in 6 is 1, 2, and 1, 3. And the count of primes in 15 is 1, 3, and 1, 5. For each prime number, take the largest of these counts. So we have the largest count of 2s is 1, the largest count of 3s is 1, and the largest count of 5s is 1. Since we know now the count of each prime number, you simply write down that prime number as many times as you counted for it in step number 2. Here are the numbers: 2, 3, and 5. The least common denominator is the product of all the primes written down. 2 times 3 times 5, which is equal to 30. Therefore, the least common denominator of 1/5, 1/6, and 1/15 is 30.
So now that we know how to find the LCD, let's apply it to rational expressions. We have 3 letters coming from our viewers asking me, Master Magician Ryan, to help with some problems. And now, to help you solve these problems, let's hear it for Master Magician Patrick.
Hi guys, I'm Mathematician Patrick, and I'm going to be helping Ryan in solving your math problem. So let's start! Our first letter comes from a boy named Timmy, and this is what he has to say.
Dear Math, I have a problem, sad face. My math teacher gave us some exercises to do, but I don't know what this is. Another sad face. Thank you, Timmy.
Our first equation is 2x over x minus 1 plus negative 4 over x squared minus 1. If you look at the two denominators, you can see that x squared minus 1 can be factored. So it becomes x plus 1 quantity x minus 1. And when you can see this, you can have your LCD, which will become that. As you can see, we added x plus 1 and x plus 1 on both numerator and denominator on the first term so that those two denominators will be the same and we can add them. We have to distribute 2x and 2x and 1. And so the answer will become 2x squared plus 2 minus 4 over x minus 1 and x plus 2. Because you distributed 2x to x plus 1. And so it will become that. And when you have this, you can see that you can factor it out with GCF. And so you can use 2 as your GCF, and the answer will become x squared plus 1 minus 2. And when you see this, you can see that you can still factor it out because x squared plus 1 minus 2 is a perfect square. And so the answer will become this. Using the rainbow method, you can have this answer. Either this or the trial and error method. And when you see that your answer is 2 times x plus 2 quantity x minus 1 over x minus 1 and x plus 2, you can see that you can cancel out x minus 1 in both the numerator and the denominator. And so your answer will become 2 quantity x plus 2 over x plus 1. And that is the answer, Timmy.
Our second letter comes from a guy named Bobby, and he says,
Dear Malcolm, uninhabited opposite denominator, if you could please explain these two numbers, it would clear a lot of things. Thanks. Hoping to hear from you soon. Dimple face, heart, Bobby.
since these two unique numbers have opposite denominators, it's not that hard to do. First, put a negative 1 on the second term on both the numerator and denominator. And afterwards, distribute it, and so number 1 will become x over 5x minus 3 minus negative y over negative 3y plus 5x, and will equal to x plus y over 5x minus 3y. It's x plus y because the negative symbol is distributed. For the second number, it's basically the same thing. Add a negative 1 in the second term. It will result to 4 plus negative 6 or 4 minus 6 over x minus 5. And since 4 and 6 are like terms, we can combine them to result to negative 2 over x minus 5.
And our last letter comes from a girl named Barbie, and she says,
Dear Mathman, I love your show! Exclamation point, exclamation point. Heart, heart, heart. I watch it every day, and I'm so good at math now. Exclamation point, happy face, dot, dot, dot. I don't have any math problems. I just wanted to tell you. Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Heart, heart, heart. Barbie! Heart, 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 heart. And those are all the questions. Thanks for having me here today. I hope you enjoyed. Bye!